I have an Amazon that is not charging. I don't know what's wrong with it. Let's figure it out. I start with disassembling the housing. It doesn't have any visible screws, so I'll be using my prying tool to open it, pry it open, and it's quite easy to do. It's just got some clips on the sides. Once they're unclipped, we can just remove it easily. Once it's removed, oh whoa, the charging port just fell off, and now I know what the problem is. Now I can unscrew the screws, and I removed the battery as well. Once everything is unscrewed, I can unclip all the flex connectors that are connected to the motherboard, like the camera, the touch digitizer, the speaker, everything. And I can use heat gun to remove the touch connector using my prying tool to pry it open. It softens the glue if we use some heat on it. And then I can remove the LCD connector. Be careful with it because it's attached to the flex, so sometimes it just pulls out the LCD connector with the tape. And then plastic tool to remove the LCD connector. Now it's quite easy to remove the motherboard off the housing. I use plastic prying tool to do that. The charging port is supposed to be in there. I'm a bit shocked how this came off because it's supposed to be a machine pasted, so yeah, this is how it is supposed to go in. So to mount the charging port, the plate, I resolder all the pins because it softens the pins. I don't have to use a lot of heat on it to remove the connector. If I applied solder already, it's a bit easy to remove the connectors. Once all the pins are resoldered, I use my heat gun to remove it from the motherboard. Once I feel like the solder has been melted, I can slowly, gently remove the charging port from the motherboard. And all the solder is melted. Now I can pull it out from the motherboard gently. Then to clean it up, I use the wick to do it. I wick all the solder pads, and some of them they do not come out easily, so I resolder it again and put some more solder on the pads, like the ones like the legs pads that are not coming out properly. I solder all of them. Once it's been reflowed, I use the wick again to remove all the solder from the pads and try to wick all the solders in there. And sometimes I have to use some solder on the wick to remove that, which is very difficult to come out. Using an earbud isopropyl alcohol, I clean the pad. And these solder pins, they are very deep in the charging port, which are not visible. So I just tin the pads first, all the pads, and I'll be tinning the charging port as well. So once the pads are tinned, I tin the charging port as well. just so that it sticks properly when I use my heat gun. So now everything has been tinned. Now apply heat on it. I do not use very high heat on this because there are plastic underneath which might melt, so I just use about 300 degrees or something to melt the solder and paste it out. Once it's been soldered, I then solder the pins, which makes it strong so that it doesn't come off easily. So all the 4 pins, they have to be soldered again, which is quite easy to do, not a big deal. If I didn't have a microscope, it would be a big deal, but looking under a microscope, it's quite easy to do. So once this is done, I use my brush, a clean cloth and isopropyl alcohol to clean the remaining flux from there. It tends to clean properly. So to test it, I plug in the charger and just put the multimeter to voltage and see if it's got 3 to 5 volts on it. Once I'm satisfied, I can put everything back in. First goes the camera, the front facing camera. Clip it in and then turn over the motherboard and slip it in the touch digitizer and the main camera flakes. Then I can push in the LCD connectors and the touch digitizer and the camera as well. So once it goes in, I can do a test on it if it's charging or not. So yeah, it's charging. Once I'm satisfied with it, I can screw all of them back in. And put the back plate as well. This I put it from the button side first so that I don't break the buttons while pushing it in. It's just got clips and plastic, so it just slides in. If you push it a little bit, it just goes in easily. So once everything goes in, I can put the charger in again and see if it's staying okay or not. Yeah, this seems okay. This is charging. And yeah, this is all done. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your time, and hope this helped somebody, and stay tuned to watch some more of these how I do videos. Thank you very much.